What's up, Fox Gang? Welcome back to another episode of Ace Attorney. I am, of course, the ever-deplorable host, Fox Gaming. Alright, so once again, this is another day where I am recording everything. This is not streamed. This is not being streamed at all. So, once again, we are without the assistance of chat. Now, last time, we got the guilty verdict. That's my bad. I made a lot of poor choices. But I went ahead and I played all the way up to the point in which we lost. I still don't quite know what we're doing, but hopefully I'm gonna do better. I don't know. Like, this is... Alright. But I do understand what Star meant. I think... You know what? I think that was during a video where Star says I need to get more into the habit of saving, but I just don't like the idea of being like, okay, I'm gonna save here, experiment and fail, and then okay, now I'm gonna try and be real about this. It's like, I don't know, it feels kind of cheap, but we might have to employ that tactic. Also, I no longer feel as bad as I did about the reset or even about losing in the last one, which, by the way, this is the first time I have ever... I think this is the first time that I've ever had a trial last more than one video, so that's interesting as well. That's a first for it. But in any case, I don't know where I'm going with this. I think I'm just stalling at this point. Like, I dipped out, like, I should just get going. Like, I dipped out of Star's stream. She's streaming Danganronpa right now, and I'm like, it was actually pretty interesting to watch. But it's like, I dipped out because I'm like, you know what? I need to go record some more Ace Attorney videos, so here I am. Okay, here we go. I should have mentioned those 5 minutes when I wasn't looking at the crime scene. And now to the matter of the victim's shoe. Did I not bring this up? 2 types of blood were found on this shoe. One was, of course, the victim's, and the other blood type matched that of the defendant, Miss Lana Skye. I can't let this evidence go through without a fight. You ordered the peppered fish guts, right? Some like it hot, Mr. Wright. Actually, did I press the record button? Okay, I did. Whew. I've had times where I've recorded and not hit that button. Some like it hot, Mr. Wright. Some like your client. She's in enough hot water to make a whole vat of soup. Mr. Wright, do you or don't you have a problem with this shoe? A problem? This is critical. Is there a problem with the victim's shoe? If I'm not imagining things, I'd say there is one critical problem with this evidence. A clear contradiction! That gleam in your eyes. You're still young, rookie. I'd give you a peppered fish gut now, but you couldn't take the heat, could you?
Let's hear what Mr. Wright has to say. What is contradictory about the victim's shoe? Show us the problem with this evidence.
Alright, so... I wonder if you noticed, there's blood on the bottom of this shoe. Don't mess with me, rookie, or it'll be your blood on the bottom of my shoe. That's threatening for murder! I'm pretty...
Indeed, there is quite a bit of blood on the bottom of the shoe.
It makes sense. The victim was stabbed with a knife. What could possibly be contradictory about the blood on the bottom of his shoe? Okay, well, I would say the contradiction is probably the fact that there is no blood spatter. The problem lies in the footprint. The footprint? Note that the bottom of the victim's shoe is covered in blood. Then, isn't it strange? Why weren't any bloody footprints found by the scene of the crime?
Aha!
As you can see, there were no traces of any such footprints at the scene of the crime. That contradicts your claim about this shoe. This picture only shows part of the floor, so there could have been bloody footprints. Then where are they, Mr. Edgeworth? Because we checked the scene and found nothing of the sort.
Ooh! Order! 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 Well, witness,
What? Great going, Mr. Wright, but it's true that the lack of a footprint is a contradiction, but then we have to ask why there wasn't a footprint. Oh.
That's true. There has to be a reason why there wasn't a footprint.
Think, Mr. Wright, think. Hey, I don't know why it's not there. I'm just good at finding contradictions. What? I see. Now I get it. Get what? Our witness is more devious than I gave her credit for. We were hoodwinked to the very end. But she slipped. There is one vital hint to the truth in her testimony.
What are you talking about?
Think back to when she told us about apprehending the suspect. The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside, kicked over an oil drum. Oh, she's beautiful, but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman. Rawr. Damn it! I thought that was a strange thing for the normally cool-headed chief to do. No kidding. Now, witness, allow me to ask a very simple question. This oil drum, was it empty? Oh, I'm not sure I like your attitude, Mr. Edgeworth. Though apparently you're not the slowest conveyor belt in the lunchbox factory. You apparently are, though.
Witness, well, was the oil drum empty?
The oil drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water. Water? What does that mean? Still don't get it, Mr. Wright? Do you want to know the reason she knocked it over? The real reason?
Aha! You don't mean...
Yes, the suspect knocked over that oil drum for one reason, and one reason alone. To erase the bloodstains that would become evidence against her. Ah!
That ties things up quite nicely. The bloodstains left on the victim's shoe tie her quite clearly to this murder. Then, after the deed was done, she knocked over the oil drum to erase the telltale signs.
Why, that's a prosecutor's specialty, erasing evidence. That reminds me, Miss Guy's right hand was hurt. Didn't she say she'd cut herself when she stabbed him? So, that's when my sister's blood got on the shoe?
Well, I see no reason to prolong this trial.
Mr. Wright, do something, please! What? What can I do? Your sister has confessed to the crime, and she tried to conceal it. But... Enough. There is no need for further debate. The verdict, Your Honor.
Very well.
But Angel Star is on the prosecution's side. She could have been lying about the water.
This court finds the defendant, Miss Lana Sky...
Little girl, what did you just say? Huh? Me? Did you say that I, Angel Star, was on the prosecution's side? Well, yeah, you are. You're saying my sister hid evidence by erasing the bloody footprints. Well... I thought you'd had your fill, but here you are demanding a second helping. Another lunchbox. A lunchbox called evidence.
Wait! Witness, don't tell me you have something else!
The time for deliberations is past. Any further comments and you will be held in contempt of court. Your threats don't scare the cough-up queen. Look at this. A photograph? I had it just in case anyone had the gall to suggest that the white shoe didn't belong to the victim.
I see no room for error in this evidence.
Mr. Wright, wait! Look at the asphalt in this photo. Hey, it's clearly wet.
Erasing the last trace of doubt from the court's mind. Immediately after the murder, the crime scene was washed with water.
I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I guess I couldn't help after all. It's not your fault. I knew I couldn't win this case from the beginning. And it seems this is what your sister wanted anyway. I'm sorry, Mia. Right, wet or not. Don't be so quick to throw in the towel. Get yourself off the asphalt, take another good look. Don't give up, not until the bitter end. This is the last piece of evidence.
Very well. This time I'd like to declare a verdict for good.
Oh boy. Your Honor, wait!
What is it with you people? Can't I hand down my verdicts in peace anymore? Whatever it is, can it wait?
No, it can't. Then it will be too late. Look at this photograph, the last one submitted. This trial isn't over until we give each piece of evidence proper consideration. So, Wright, are you saying there's a problem with this latest piece of evidence? Yeah, I'll think later. Yeah, there's a problem. Right or wrong, I've got to go ahead with this.
I suppose since we've come this far, we should give every claim a fair shake. Very well, Mr. Wright. Show the court.
Was it his right shoe that was missing, or was it his left shoe? The problem in this photograph is here. What's this? There's something poking out of the car's muffler.
Wait just a moment, Mr. Edgeworth.
Your Honor.
You just said muffler.
Oh, sorry.
However, I see no trace of a muffler or scarf of any kind in this photograph.
A muffler is also a part on a car or motorcycle, Your Honor. Just think of it as part of the exhaust system, a pipe.
I see, and I see. What's that suspicious-looking cloth sticking out of the car's muffler?
So what if there is something sticking out of the muffler? What does that have to do with this case? Nothing, absolutely nothing. Sorry, Miss Starr, but it's not going to be that easy. In fact, you've already told us why this is important to the case. You said as much in your testimony. What?
Let's hear what Mr. Wright has on his mind. Tell us why you think this piece of cloth in the muffler is related to the case.
I mean, it's pretty obvious. Miss Starr, recall your testimony for the court? Yes, when I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. Muffler! Ah! Yeah! Could it be that the muffler you heard mentioned was actually this exhaust pipe? If so, that means this piece of cloth is vital evidence. Ooh, okay. Now we're getting somewhere. Also, this might be a very short video. I didn't expect it to be.
Well, it seems we will have to suspend the proceedings.
Suspend?
I find myself wondering about that piece of cloth. If we leave any question unanswered here, we do a disservice to the law. Have the car at the crime scene inspected at once and bring me that cloth. The verdict will wait until after we've seen all the evidence. Agreed?
I suppose so. Whew. That was close. No kidding. But we made it. At least for now.
This court will adjourn for a 30-minute recess. It's lunchtime after all.
He's still hungry? Okay, only 14 minutes? Yo, I can't end the video here. I can't. I'm like, if it was 20 or so minutes, I probably could have cut the video off and we would have just had a short session. 14 minutes? No freaking way can I do that. No, we gotta go back. Oh, wait, and there's 2 parts to the trial? Okay, so I would have had to do a second part of this trial for 2 videos, no matter what. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that. Okay, now I think we're getting somewhere. February 23rd, 11:56 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 2. Mr. Wright? Huh? What? Are trials always like this with you? Like, you're swimming up from the bottom of a lake up to reach the surface? But no matter how hard you paddle, you never seem to get there. Pretty much. Except today, we're swimming in quicksand. So what happened to your sister, anyway? Apparently, she got called out to the judge's chambers. Probably something to do with that piece of cloth. So, this is where we turn this trial around, right? Our only weapon, a tiny, insignificant piece of cloth. I'm the one who's starting to feel tiny and insignificant, to tell the truth.
Hola, partner. They say you show a red cloth to a bull, it'll fire up its temper. That's what they told me when I was a youngin', at least.
Officer Marshall!
Thought I'd come take a look, see at how the trial's going. Looks like I'm late. They got the home ranch locked down tighter than a fort in enemy territory. That hard to slip out, huh?
What is going on over there anyway? All the police I've seen these last 2 days have been really on edge.
Don't you got enough on your plate without worrying about other people, compadre? You could be worrying about the chief prosecutor's taste in mufflers, for example.
Officer Marshall? The whole muffler thing didn't have anything to do with scars. She wasn't even wearing a scarf.
You don't say. Now don't that just beat all? I've seen the red breeze blow at her slender neck many a time. I saw it that day too. She was wearing a red muffler.
What?
At the awards ceremony that afternoon, Edgeworth's seen it too, I'd reckon.
What does that mean?
In the photograph taken at the crime scene, she wasn't wearing a scarf.
So Miss Starr wasn't mistaken?
Well, it's about time. Remember, partner, sometimes you gotta grab the bull by the horns. And sometimes you just gotta let that bull go where it will. Time will tell.
Ugh, I have a bad feeling about this. I kind of gotta agree with Phoenix. I don't like where this is going at all. I'm just like, I just genuinely don't know how this is gonna go. I'm like, what do we do about this? How exactly are we supposed to handle this situation at all? Hold on, sorry. I see I have a few Discord notifications. Just making sure they're going through. Nothing important. Alright, can move on. I try to keep up tabs on that. Sorry to check that in the middle of a video. So, what are we swimming in now, Mr. Wright?
If it's steak sauce, I can hook you up with some fine ribs. Ooh-wee!
I kind of like this guy, but I kind of don't at the same time. February 23rd, 12:32 p.m. District Court, room number 9. Honestly, you know what? I'm going to raise up the screen a bit. Because, no offense, it's just like, right now, it's just, yeah, there we go. This will allow me to just, like, look directly at the game. I hope nobody minds this. Alright, here we go. February 23rd, 12:32 p.m., District Court, courtroom number 9. Alright, here we go. I still have to look down a little bit, at least, I think. Alright.
I'd like to resume.
Okay. Yeah, I'll still have to look down a little bit, but I think this is a little bit easier. What's up? The judge keeps looking over at the prosecution.
Is something wrong, Mr. Edgeworth? Your face is blue, your lips are purple, you're sweating bullets. That furrowed brow, those grinding teeth, those watery eyes. What's more, your eyes are unfocused. You're doubled over, your back is bent.
It can't be! This can't happen! I wonder what happened to Mr. Edgeworth.
Well then, I believe it is time we continued on with this trial. During our recess, I had requested that the prosecution conduct an investigation.
This is unacceptable!
It seems our prosecutor is quite beside himself.
Excuse me, knock knock.
Who's there?
What's with this guy? A strange stuffy aura seems to be filling the courtroom. Hey, the temperature rose 5.7 degrees when that man came in. Who on earth is he?
Oh, it's you!
Who is he?
Oh! Sorry I'm late, Uji! The roads were packed, it's just me! Long time no say! Hey, Uji? How you been? Swim much these days? Hello. Hello. No, I've been so busy. Busy schmizzy, Uji, my boy. You have to make time to relax. Yes, indeed.
Uji seems to be his nickname for the judge. Afraid you're right. Very afraid. Sorry, but who are you?
Ah, so you're Righto, the attorney. I've heard good things about you, son.
Thanks.
So sorry about our little worthy giving you all that trouble, eh? You know, we should all go swimming together sometime. Jolly!
Who the heck is this man? I love him! Little Worthy?
Mr. Wright, you don't know the district chief of police?
Chief of police?
He's the top-ranking police official in the entire district.
I like this guy! I like his style. Name's Gant, Damon Gant. Pleased to meet you, everyone.
So, to what do we owe this honor today? It's been over 2 years since you last came to this courtroom, hasn't it?
Well, it's Worthy here. Look at the poor fellow. I just thought I'd help out by bringing this. Hey, that's my sister's muffler. Sir Star wasn't just seeing things. When the crime occurred, Miss Sky really was wearing that muffler. But to think that it was stuffed into that exhaust pipe. On Little Worthy's car, no less. It's really quite embarrassing, even for us.
What's this?
That's what you call a switchblade knife. Quite perplexing, this.
Chief, what kind of outfit are you running? Mr. Edgeworth?
How could they miss such a vital piece of evidence? If your investigators are this lax, how do you expect us to do our job? Now, wait a minute, Worthy. I've no desire to hear your excuses. I'm telling you to wait. Or didn't you hear me? Uh-oh. Have a look at this document where it says person in charge of investigation. There's no mistaking that signature is there, Miles Edgeworth. That's not fair. On the day of the crime, I had your head in the clouds because you got that award. I know how you feel. But you're the person in charge. I'll expect a written apology. What? Are you serious? Don't be too upset. We'll find a way to clean up this mess that you made. This is the first time I've seen Mr. Edgeworth at a loss for words. I like this guy!
This kind of major blunder is unlike you, Mr. Edgeworth. Gah! The court accepts this new evidence, but I'd like to ask the defense a favor first.
Yes?
Just to be sure, I'd like to take a look at the blade of this knife.
The blade, Your Honor? Well, I don't see why not.
Could you open it up for me, I wonder?
Yes, well, I think all you have to do is push that switch and...
If I cut my finger, Mr. Wright, I wouldn't be able to pound my gavel anymore.
Yeah, but if I cut my finger, I wouldn't be able to point it at people anymore. Come on, just hurry up and open it. Why are you taking away the controls from me? Rude! Ah! Don't scare me like that! I'm the one who's scared! Look at this knife blade. The tip is broken off. And this dark red stain. Blood? Switchblade knife added to the court record. This does not excuse the actions of the police department. I would like to hear an explanation from the chief of police himself.
I'm terribly sorry, but could I ask you to testify for us? About the split between the prosecutors and the police, and this knife.
Sure thing, not a problem, not even a little one, really. I just like I like how he speaks. He seems like a jovial guy. This knife is special, but I can't say how here. Unless there's evidence to prove a connection between this knife and Goodman. That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. A detective was killed at the police department. See, what a mess. The time of the crime, 5:15. Scary coincidence, eh? It's not officially linked to this here case, so I can't talk much about it.
There was a murder at the police department? A detective?
That's hush-hush information, Uji. We haven't exactly announced it yet. Wait a second. You said 5:15? That's the exact time that Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office.
Order!
Anyway, we at the department were all a-flustered, as you might well assume. We're in the middle of a top-secret investigation. Don't tell anyone, okay?
I think we understand the police department's situation. Well, Mr. Wright?
2 detectives killed at the same time in 2 different places? The chances of that are really slim, scientifically speaking, of course. I'd like to exercise my right to cross-examine the witness.
Very well. However, keep your questions focused on the case at hand.
This knife is special, but I can't say how here. Unless there's evidence to prove a connection between this knife and Goodman. I would like to take a look at a few things. 675-12-2. SL92. That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do any investigation. Alright, we're gonna have to experiment and just press him on every aspect. Excuse me, special? Hard to come by this particular knife anywhere else. Might that special thing be this little tag? Oh, sorry, Righto, but I can't say that now, not that. We've established that the knife in Goodman's chest was this knife. Now, why was there another knife at the scene of the crime?
That's quite a mystery.
And like a mystery, it's wrapped in something. A muffler. This knife was found on the scene of our crime. I think that makes it connected to the case, don't you? See, there's a lot of things that go on at the department I can't explain. It's delicate, okay? Sorry, Righto. Maybe there's something about the knife that will give us a clue? Let's examine that knife while we can, Righto. Evidence that links this knife to Detective Goodman. I think perhaps the pieces are falling into place. Should try presenting the piece of evidence that's had me stumped all this time. So how were things down at the department? I'm gonna take another look at that knife. There's a small tag on the knife. It says SL92. What's that supposed to mean? I'm not sure, but it reminds me of a similar code. DL6, maybe it's a case number? That's weird. What? I don't remember where, but I think I've seen something like this before. Something similar to what's written on this tag. It wasn't that long ago either. Maybe I should check the court record again. SL92. Alright, I'm probably fishing. Wait a second! At last, an honest-to-goodness objection! This knife, this has to have something to do with Detective Goodman.
What do you mean?
Aha, an honest-to-goodness, what do you mean from Uji? This is great. I love how jovial this guy is. Look at this look at the tag on this knife. It reads SL92.
And this is important. Why?
Over here, we also have a memo that was on the body of the victim.
What's this? 6 minus 7s 12 2.
Your Honor, it's upside down.
Upside.
The printed name on the memo makes it look like it's right side up. But turn it around and what do you get?
Aha!
Whoever wrote this note was holding the paper upside down.
SL9, that's the same thing that is written on the knife's tag. Order, order! Well, Chief?
Ah, well, I guess the cat's out of the bag. You win, Wrighto. I win? What game is this guy playing? This knife was evidence in a case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room. It was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. So this knife was stolen? Yes, but on the day of the murder. It was evidence, you say. Was it, in fact, a murder weapon? Nice, nice, nice. Good show, Little Worthy. It was a murder weapon, as it happens. It was evidence from a case long since solved. So this knife was stolen on the day of the murder? It was found in the exhaust pipe of Edgeworth's car. Hard to think there isn't a connection there. That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. Something happened at the police department too, huh? You got a good look in your eyes there, Righto, my boy. Sharp, hungry. So something did happen, and why wasn't I informed? Why weren't you informed? Well, why didn't you ask? I love this dude. He's just putting Edgeworth on his toes. No matter, I understand. You were busy, what with Lana's case and all. Well, what happened? What happened at the police department that day? A detective was killed at the police department. See, what a mess. On the same day that a detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot, another detective was killed at the police department? That's a fact. Surprising, isn't it, Uji?
I'm at a loss for words.
And the perpetrator, do you have a suspect? Well, there was a suspect. Just arrested him, in fact. Just arrested? That was quick. But there's still a lot of unanswered questions. Maybe you could help, Righto. I suppose I could help if you help me by giving me data on your case. Oh, good one. This kid's sharp. Okay, here's the deal. I'll tell you one thing and one thing only. Well, how was the detective killed? How was he killed? Now that's the interesting part. It was what we in the force call a stabbing with a knife. A knife? That's exactly the same as Detective Goodman. That's the spirit we're cooking now. But you know, that's not the only thing that was exactly the same. What do you mean? There were more similarities between the two cases than the cause of death. Seems like I'm going to have to press this a bit harder. 5:15? But that's when Detective Goodman was killed in the prosecutor's office.
What?
Funny, isn't it? A murder at the prosecutor's place and a murder at our place at the very same time. What are the chances? Coincidence? This is just my gut feeling, but I'd say there's a 0.001% chance of that happening. Chief Grant, please tell us more about the incident. It's not officially linked to this case here, so I can't talk much about it. How can you say there's no connection? How? Because I'm the chief of police. I can't just say anything I please, Rido, you understand.
Try to understand, righto?
Well, if you can prove there's a connection, more power to you. Maybe there is something that ties these two murders together? Whatever it is, I'd better find it and get to the bottom of this. 2 detectives were killed at 5:15, one at the prosecutor's office, one at the police department. That can't be a coincidence. And that knife! What was it doing there? I'd better check this knife out. Okay. I mean, we already determined this, so... Whoops, that didn't go so well. I mean, we already checked it out, so... So this knife was, yes, but on the day of the murder. Was evidence, you say. Was it, in fact, a murder weapon? Nice, nice, nice. Good show, little worthy. That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do any... A detective was killed at the police department. See, what a mess. I'm, like, I don't know what to do. It's like we've already drawn up all the... We've already drawn up all of the similarities, right? So, tell me, where was the victim found? Well, I can't speak on where the corpse was found, but I can say the crime took place in the evidence room at the police department. The evidence room? Wait a second, I have heard of that. The evidence room? Didn't he mention that in his testimony just now? The knife was evidence in a case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room. There's the connection between the two cases. You seem happy, Mr. Wright. Happy? Happy? We just got handed our ticket to go to town on this case. Well, the link between the two cases established. We finally have some leverage. Now we can get Gant to testify about the details. Chief, the defense's position is simply this. The connection between these two cases has already been proven. You don't say. Well, out with it, Righto. What's your connection?
Yes, out with it, Mr. Wright.
The connection is a place mentioned in the testimony we just heard. The knife found in the lot was stolen from the police department's evidence room. Not to mention the victim had on him the case number on the knife's evidence tag. We also know that the detective murdered at the police department was killed in that very same evidence room.
Indeed. There do seem to be too many connections for it to be a coincidence.
Which I'm pretty sure this guy knows, and said all of this so that he'd have to testify. You two make a good pair. It took my men 2 days to find out what you deduced right here. Chief, I request that you release your information on the victim at the police department. See, that's the tricky part. It hasn't been announced yet, and all... Can we get the information unofficially? Sure, why not? It's unofficial after all. What? This guy is a boatload of fun. Who would have guessed? I'll cooperate, but I can't reveal the name of the victim at the department, okay? If you're going to tell us a little, why not tell us everything? Ah, well, case information is sticky stuff. You have to do everything properly. Oh, well, guess I might as well try to get what I can out of him. Alright, okay, well, what division was the victim stationed in? Oh, you want to know that, do you? Do you? Haha! Criminal Affairs, Division 1, the detectives responsible for homicide cases. Homicide, that would be the same division as Detective Gumshoe. Detective Goodman, who was killed in the underground parking lot, was homicide too. It's almost like a serial killer was after homicide detectives. Except this serial killing happened simultaneously, scientifically speaking. Well, I sure hope Detective Gumshoe isn't next on the list. 2 detectives were killed at 5:15, one at the prosecutor's office and one at the police department. That can't be a coincidence. And that knife. What was it doing there? I'd better check this knife out. Okay, so... Alright, there's not really much to... Hold on. Oh, that was just it reacting to the, Okay, backspace. A detective was killed at the police department. The time of the crime, 5:15. Alright, so... Alright, let's just try and get more information. Alright, so the victim's ID number. Okay, how about you tell me the victim's ID number? Sure, why not? It's not like you'll be able to tell who it is from that. Of course not. You won't tell me their name after all. We keep a tight lid on ID numbers, so don't go getting your hopes up. The number is... 5842189.
Well, that's quite long.
And we have to remember these. It drives me nuts.
82. I can't do it.
You didn't even get the first number right.
Well, Mr. Wright, does this tell you anything?
The ID number of the victim at the police department, 5842189. Actually, it does, Your Honor. It does, I think.
Meaning?
It has to be what I think it is. But what does this mean?
Well, let's hear what the defense has to say. You say the ID number of the detective who was murdered at the police department tells you something. What does it tell you?
Witness!
What is it, Mr. Wright? You're grinning like a schoolgirl on prom night.
No, it's just... I got confused, and this is news. Huh? Just come out with both guns blazing like you always do. The police department, the prosecutor's office. 2 places, 2 detectives murdered at one time. Actually, I might happen to have a police ID number here.
Oh, is it yours?
No, Your Honor, I'm a defense attorney, remember? This is the ID number of our victim, Detective Goodman. Shame on you, Wrighto. Personal IDs are top secret. Detective Goodman's ID number is 5842189.
And this means what exactly? Wait, that ID number we heard from the chief earlier, that started with... I've forgotten.
You didn't even get the first number right again. The number the chief of police gave us was 5842189. Wait a second, Wright. What does this mean? That's what I want to know. The 2 ID numbers are identical. In other words, the detective killed in the police department's evidence room was Bruce Goodman. What does our witness think about that? Sharp as attack, Rido. Sharp as attack.
But wait, Detective Goodman is our victim. He was killed at 5:15 in the underground parking lot.
Yet a detective, Bruce Goodman, was also killed at the police department, in the evidence room at the exact same time. That's impossible! So what we're saying is, the same person was killed at the same time in a completely different location? I have never identified more with Edgeworth. What is going on? What is this?
Order! 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 Chief, what does this mean?
No. What I want to know is, why didn't I hear about this? Yes, it's top secret, fine, but I'm the prosecutor in charge of the case. Now just wait a second, Worthy. No need to get all flustered. Your Honor, the police department has made a grave error in this case. Wait. I said wait. Or didn't you hear me? The oversight, the grave error. Mr. Edgeworth, they're yours. What? How dare? We informed you yesterday. I believe it was our Officer Meekins who brought you the news. Officer Meekins? Mr. Wright, where have we heard that name before? Wait, aha! Excuse me, but is Mr. Edgeworth, anywhere on the premises? I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief, sir! I've got your report, sir! You don't mean him! According to Meekins, you didn't accept the report. Hard to believe, but your officer, he told me! He said that report had nothing to do with the Lana Sky incident. Detective Bruce Goodman murdered in the police department evidence room. Mr. Edgeworth, the victim's name is written right on the top of the report. Ah! Why didn't your officer tell me? Honestly, I'm not sure if that officer was capable of making the connection. He did seem challenged. In any case, this is a serious error, a gross negligence of duty on your part, Worthy. But sir, you could have submitted that report this morning to the court as evidence. Then No such luck this time, Worthy, or should I say, unworthy. What? Now, what was the second rule of evidence law? Well, Mr. Wright? It's, Rule 2. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. And how is this rule relevant? Normally, you submit a list of evidence to be used in court before the trial. This report wasn't on that list.
So, what does this mean?
I couldn't submit this evidence until a connection was proven in court. The connection was just proven by Wrighto over here. Good job, Wrighto, my boy! Huh? I was just doing my job. No. Yo, Edgeworth is just getting backhanded today.
It seems we have come to the end of this trial.
I know you're going through a tough time, Worthy. What with all those rumors? You were even in the defendant's chair just this past December. I apologize for this terrible lack of due diligence on my part.
Mr. Edgeworth?
Please, just give me one day. I'll get to the bottom of what happened. If it's the last thing I do. You'd better get results this time, really. You have my profound apologies, sir. Mr. Edgeworth. Poor Mr. Edgeworth.
I don't think there's ever been an error this serious in the history of this court. I will grant one further day as the prosecution has requested. Will that be sufficient, Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Whatever your punishment for this is, for your sake, I hope it's not decisive. Very well, court is adjourned.
I'm not gonna lie, I am just... Ordinarily, I stop, like, on the to be continued screen, but I'm just sitting here and I'm like, holy cow, this is... I don't even know what to say about this case right now. This is amazing. This is by far, I think, the most intricate case out of the entire game, and I absolutely love it. Like, you at least can give them this. They up the intricacy each freaking time, and I love it. Honestly speaking, I don't know what else to say, but now I'm like, I also just love how, in a way, it's like, we're really seeing Edgeworth caught off guard. I mean, we've been seeing that for a while now in many aspects, just like when he was on trial himself several times, but it's just like this time, it's like he is so caught off guard, but it's not really anyone else's fault, it's his own. You know, like, he's so honestly speaking, I'm not sure how serious he's really taking the case. He's obviously under a lot of pressure, and it just leaves me wondering what exactly is going to be coming forward for the rest of this. So I'm really interested. I can't wait to check it out, and we're going to do so right up in the next video. So I will catch you guys then. And by the way, if you liked the content and wish to see more, please don't forget to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, punch that notification bell so that you can be informed of all future projects. And of course, don't forget to leave a comment down in the comment section below to let me know what you liked or disliked about the video. And until next time, everyone, this has been Fox Gaming of FGRolls, signing off. Later!